بدي أبارك لك وأبارك لنا وأبارك للأولاد بالإنجاز العظيم امبارح. أولاد صف 11 أخذوا المركز الأول ببرنامج الشركة. وقفوا شوي الكومباني، ورجيهم مين الكومباني. كل الكومباني. يعطيكم العافية و thank you Miss Alice, Miss Rama for your great support.
Good morning. Today I would like to introduce to you not a guest but a member of the Mashrek community, Mr. Mohannad Jarrah. Today he's going to share and benefit us with his life experiences. However, before we proceed, on the behalf of the Transjordan company, we would like to express our gratitude and appreciation towards your effort and support that played an integral part throughout our Injaz experience. Now, to start with, Injaz, as it started, it wasn't very known. It was very discreet. But nowadays, it's very popular. How did Injaz become so popular?
Good morning. First, congratulations for the company team. You did a great job, and you really deserve to win. And you were stars yesterday. Congratulations لكل شباب المشرق للteam program. Thank you for hosting me today. Injaz, it's a story. It's a story to tell. Injaz started in 1999 as a small program with only 200 students and 10 volunteers. But it started to grow slowly but surely. And today we benefit more than 130,000 students across Jordan. And we work with 4,000 volunteers from different partners. The success, in my opinion, is about three important things for Injaz. First of all, is about the team who works in Injaz. They are a very passionate team. They love working in Injaz. They enjoy their work, and they want to give back to the community. The other thing is the volunteers who are working with Injaz and the partners who are working with Injaz. We never work alone. We work through partnerships in different ways. And that's very important because you cannot be specialized and to know, everything. There's specialization and you have to do certain clusters with different partners to make it successful. Injaz today have 50 board members that are, I would say, very important business people in Jordan. They are CEOs. Our board level is a C level. And they are not just the board. They are very engaged with Injaz. They are hands-on. They work with us on ground, and they always support Injaz, and they are a great learning for us, and we learn from their experiences. Injaz, through the 14 and 15 years of operation, we have systemized our work. And it's very important to do that because we need to build a track record for the institution, and you need to build the processes and operations to be systemized. So for example, if someone working in Irbid in volunteer management, he or she has to do the same process that someone doing it in Aqaba or someone doing it in Amman. So we take our work in a very systemized systems, and we try always to manage it in this way. We don't just do it like this. And one more important thing is we always stop and criticize ourselves to see how we can do better. We look into the details of doing things because always the success comes with details. And we always listen to people and their advices and even their critique to us because if you don't listen, you will not be able to adjust and do better job.
That's true. Also, throughout your achievements, I also include that you introduced new key skills for the youth in Jordan.
Yes.
What are these key skills, and why did you choose these key skills in particular?
Yes. You all know now that if we need any information, anyone can download it from the internet. It's very easy. But the success is not just the information, it's how we connect the dots, how we can build this information and use this information to do something. So in the past, the person who knows the information in his head, he or she they shine. But today, this is not enough. You should be able to have the skills to connect the dots. And that's why in Injaz, we always focus on the 21st century skill set. It's very important for anyone who wants to be successful in his career, either starting your own business, as you are doing, or as being successful career people. It's very important to have the set skills, how to present, how to talk, how to speak in front of people, how to know, how to do a research. These skills is very important if you want to have a leverage or an edge of other people. So getting high grades is very important, but it's not enough anymore. Having 4.0 GPAs or straight A's is important, but it's not enough. You need this set of skills because if you have any idea, you have to know how to pitch it and how to focus on its strength to sell it to the people.
Mr. Mohannad, I did a small research about you. You came from a medical background,
Yes.
and you studied engineering. Was it challenging to choose a different career field than your family? Was there any family pressure?
That's a very good question. In Jordan, usually you want to be like your father, I will be speaking maybe on one or two slides if we have the time. My father always did not pressure me to study what I want. He wanted me to leave me alone to look at things. So I went one day to his clinic, and it was like job shadowing, and I stayed for one day. But I knew from that day that I don't want to be a doctor. I knew it's not me. I don't want to be a doctor. I knew I want to be something else. So there's no pressure, although I did study engineering. I enjoyed studying engineering. It's very analytical. It gives you the analytical mind and thinking in very critique eye and technical eye. But at the same time, after I finished engineering, I wanted to work with other things than engineering, to work with education and in the medical as far as technical, not as far as doctor. So there was no pressure from that side, yes.
Do you also think that throughout through research too, we also found out that you believe that in both careers, engineering is a base in both. Can you please explain to everyone?
Yes. Engineering, it's a beautiful career to work in. It gives you an analytical mind, but it does not mean that you have to be engineer to be successful. There's a lot of careers that also that can open so many lines and so many ideas. And it's important that you try to know what you want to study. So for me, engineering gave me a background of to look things in a very systemized way and to have that angle, the analytical angle about analyzing things. So it was a very enlightening for me and helped me in my career. Although I only worked for about 1 year in engineering, all my career was with other things because I found my passion in different areas, working with the people, with Injaz, with the education. I see myself there more.
Mr. Mohannad, tell us, what does it take to be a great boss?
That's I think the most important thing is to listen, to lead your team, but also to let them also lead certain things. I always say when you see the birds flying in the sky, you always see one bird leading, but after a little bit, that bird goes back and another bird leads. So it means that you cannot know everything. So when I work with my team, sometimes I'm very strict when it needs to be strict, but most of the time you have to be understanding to their needs, to push them to their limits, and to push yourself to their limits. I learn from my staff more maybe than I give. So I'm very proud of the team I work with. I think I cannot be successful without having a successful team. It's very easy to shine alone, but it's more difficult to shine as a team. And I think we at Injaz, we have our team work in a very coordinated way that we always achieve things together. And we don't have this hierarchy that I'm higher than you or you are higher than me. No, we work as one team to try to do things. So yes, teamwork, having the passion to do what you want, and also to listen to people.
So, Mr. Mohannad, since you have the trophy for the best boss, do you believe that you actually are the best boss? Since you have the trophy for it.
That trophy, I don't know. Someone gave it to me, one of my colleagues. So I'm not sure. I think that's a question you have to ask Injaz.
Okay, do you have any advice for the next generations and the new generation?
Sorry?
Do you have any advice for the new generation?
You know, I think life is now more competitive. But there's always be a room for people who want to excel in any career. I mean, sometimes you hear there's too many engineers, too many doctors, don't study engineering, don't study to be a doctor. If this is what you want, go for it. So, so my advice is, first of all, always try to do something you like to do. Don't wait until you finish university to start working on yourself. Start from early age and work on yourself so when you are ready and you reach to the market, you really can compete and do what you really want.
Now, Mr. Jarrah would like to share with us a presentation.
Yeah, if I may, I have a few slides. I will.
Yeah, of course.
So
So please listen
back
and
here. Okay. Who would like to own this car? You like to own it, right? Who would like to own this car? Okay, if you want to own this car, you have to do certain things. But if you want this old car, then maybe you don't have to do a lot of things in life. For me, I prefer this. I just want to say a few words about my family. This is my father. My father, I always consider him, he was my mentor. He started from not zero, below zero. And he really made himself by himself. Nobody helped him. He was a dentist. He got scholarship. He went to the US in the 60s. He was in the Jordanian army. He started the orthodontics practice there. He always was my mentor, teaching me, how to approach life. I owe him a lot. He was an excellent public speaker, by the way. With my family, I have two daughters, Hiba and Nada. Both of them, they are my stars. Very active in life, try to do a lot of things. My wife, without her, maybe I would not be able to do anything in my life. I'm a Manhal graduate. I studied the Madrasat al-Manhal. And after I graduated, I decided to study engineering. Maybe we have spoken a little bit about it. I started in University of Just, Jamiat al-Ulum al-Technologia في Irbid. But after that, I decided to go to the US. And the reason why I wanted to go to the US, because I wanted to meet people from all over the world. I want to see, to learn the technology and the practices, from a good university. And I was able to, alhamdulillah, to get my engineering background. When I graduated, we had to say something about our obligation as an engineer. And one word that was stuck all my mind, all my life about it is about, that when you have a knowledge, you want to give it back when it's needed, and not to reserve it to yourself. It's very important. What do you think was my first job? ممكن الناس يحذر. And how much money did I make? Yes. No. My first job was a volunteer. Zero money. And the reason why I volunteered, because I wanted to do something and to learn. And at the beginning, it was very difficult to find a job and to get money. So I volunteered to learn and also to build myself in my career. My first job was as an engineer in a hospital in the US in Florida, and I worked in the X-ray department. My second job was also volunteer with another hospital in the ICU unit. Then it was a big decision whether to stay in the US or to come back to Jordan. And that was something that really takes you to think, should you go back or should you stay? My decision was to come back and to work in Jordan and to be with my family and to try to do something to the country. My first paid job was with a company called Scientific and Medical Supplies. And it was about furnishing hospitals with equipment as turnkey projects. It was very important for me, this job, because it showed me different, how the hospital works, how the equipment work, how you install the equipment, how you train the staff. It was like a turnkey project. We used to take them and to do the hospital, to furnish the hospital from A to Z with medical equipment. Then after that, another company approached me. It's called Transjordan Engineering Company, and they told me, we want to establish a medical division. Can you take this challenge? So I thought about it and decided to do it. All my colleagues at SMS were very surprised. Why you are leaving your job with a very important company or going to a company that's not very known in the medical? And my answer was, I want a challenge. That's a challenge for me. In the SMS, I was just an engineer. Here, I will be head of the medical division. So I took that challenge, and I started to work here, traveling to conferences, trying to get new equipment, products, and we were able to get very important products in the cardiac surgery and cardiology area. It was a good exposure and training for me, going to France, going to the US, going to Spain, getting trained on so many technical equipment, and so on. These are some of the conferences that I was part of. During my work, we were able to secure the FDA. The FDA is the certificate you get for certain products from the US before the product is approved to be used on humans. So we played a big role in that dimension, and we got a lot of awards in the sales achievement awards from different companies. Now, how I went and started to work in Injaz, and that's another shift, being in the medical, and then now you want to go to the education. And it was not planned. It was just, I was playing a tennis game, actually, and one of my colleagues came and told me, I want to introduce you to Dr. Zaki. He was at that time, the president or the CEO of Save the Children, the NGO who started Injaz. And he told me, well, we have a job at Injaz, it's a small program, we'd like to join. I said, okay, let me know about it. And when he explained the idea, I liked the concept, because I always wanted to work either something to help the people, either with the education or with the medical. So I said, yes, that's another challenge and a different shift from what I do. So I took that challenge. I've been working with Injaz team for 14 years now, and it's been great 14 years in my life. Another story is with the Mosaic, and that's something I want to share. Never estimate the opportunities that come to you. Sometimes it might be something small, but it might turn to be something very important. So always look at these things and don't underestimate opportunities that might come to you. With the Mosaic, it was an email that they sent one time, and it came to my junk emails. And in the email, it says that we want to cooperate with you. But at that time, I was checking my junk emails, and they were sending like mass emails. And I said, okay, let me see, what's Mosaic, what's that? So we started to look with them, and we got برنامج تحدي الأعمال, which is the business simulation program that you were, I think some of you were working with. And and turned out to be that also they are part of Prince Trust, yani Amir Charles and the foundation, and they are part of it. And that relates that Prince Charles came to Jordan last year and to see what Mosaic is. So I never thought I will meet Prince Charles, and I had the privilege to meet him. So you never know how things are, and always look at the opportunities and never estimate the small opportunities, because they can't move being small to something important. When you start to gain experience, you start to be like consultant, and I enjoy doing it. So I was privileged really to be consultant in different countries, in the Maghreb, in Uganda, in Africa, in Serbia, in the Middle East. And when you are a consultant, you enjoy giving what you learned, you know, and it's something beautiful that you're able to see someone need a certain advice that can change the way they are operating or working. So I really enjoyed being a consultant, working with different NGOs, not in Jordan, but in the region and in different countries. I like talking to students. I like to be part of the students. It's always keep me, you know, active and energetic. I've been privileged with Injaz to travel so many countries in the world and to participate in so many conferences. I enjoy designing programs for the youth. It's really very enlightening for me when I design programs. It makes you try to connect the dots together. You have fun. Sometimes you meet very interesting people like مين بيعرف مين هذا؟ صح. Yes, yes. We were very pleased to take so many awards with Injaz. We got so many quality awards, compliance awards, and it's, you know, being part of the team to get these awards really makes you really excel and do the best out of you. I want to just say here a few things. Don't wait until you finish university. From now, you need to start to have experience. And the experience can be with being a volunteer. Experience can be by doing internship in the summer, starting your own initiative. But don't wait until you finish university and start to look for a job. From now, start to work on yourself. Because it's very competitive, and you need to always to have the edge. Opportunities versus readiness. You know, in your life, you're going to have opportunities. And you have to prepare for this. So when the opportunity intersect with you, this is where you want to ensure that you are ready for it. I just want to have 2 slides to speak about. It's about innovation and creativity. It's very important to look at how you can innovate in simple ideas and try to be creative in your ideas, because this is what makes difference between someone and someone else. So always be innovative of your approaches. Sometimes simple ideas, but you can do it in a different way, and this is where you can be successful. These are the few slides I want to share with you. I don't think we have the time to go more, so I will wrap up here. Thank you.
We will now open the session for questions.
Anyone has any questions?
Leila.
Hello. My name is Leila Suleiman. I'm in class 10B, and I would like to ask you, what do you believe makes a company well known with a really good reputation?
May you please repeat, Leila?
What do you believe makes a company really well known with a really good reputation?
Makes a company really well known with a good reputation.
Company.
How can you make a company that's very well known and a good reputation?
Okay, how do you make good company with a good reputation? First of all, ethics. Ethics is very important to have the ethics in the company. You know, always you need to build a good reputation, because a good reputation will make the company have good employees. People respect the company, and also we start to think highly of it. I think the second thing is being service-oriented. It's very important to always try to service your clients or the people you are benefiting. Like, for example, I was just reflect to Injaz, when we work with volunteers, it's a challenge always how we want to support the volunteers and to manage their expectation. And it's something we learned how to do it. So it's very important if you are in the business dimension, you have to have your clients, being supported, they are happy, so they can come back again and again. And that's why, like in Injaz with the volunteering, we have about 70% retention rate, which means like from every 100 volunteers, we have 70 that come back again and again. Comparing this to the world numbers, they're about only 40%. So we are doing a good job in that dimension. So the ethics, taking care of clients or volunteers or the people you are supporting. And also the word, I don't have the time maybe today to speak about the innovation. You should always look at something new, something different, exploring new things, Sometimes it could be simple idea. It does not have to be rocket science, but something simple to have an edge over the others, because it's very competitive.
Any more questions? Yes. Any more questions?
If you have the mic, please.
We can't hear you.
هلا حكيت إنه ideas can be simple, but they can be successful and they can be innovative. Can you further explain this?
Yes, I will show this slide actually if I have time. Okay. To answer you, I will ask this question. If this boy throws the ball, okay, where the ball will come, what will happen with the ball if he throw it like this? Who can answer the question? It goes down? Do you think it's right? Yes.
Then it will go down.
Come down, bounce and come down?
Yeah.
Okay. Who can give me another answer? I didn't hear that. Yes. Okay.
It'll go down and he'll catch it.
Yes. You are right on all, but talking about innovation, coming up with ideas. Okay, let me see the second slide. If we think outside of the box. If that guy was in space and he throws the ball, where does it go? Okay. If it was in the water, up. So that's what I'm saying. Innovation or coming with new ideas is seeing it from different angles, not the classical or traditional way. I will show you another slide here. Innovation is about breaking the rule. I mean, breaking the rule in a positive way, of course. If you want to change the ground of the rules of the game, if you want to be innovative, you cannot think in the classical way. You have to break the rules. You have to look in new ways, in new angles. So, like if you see this game, the XO, someone can think in this way, then that person is innovative. So, to answer you also from another angle, and something that I always like to speak about is the difference between innovation, creativity, invention. Creativity is about coming up with new ideas, يعني أفكار جديدة. Innovation is taking these ideas and put them on ground. Okay, يعني ننقل الcreativity أو الإبداع على أرض الواقع. That's innovation. Invention is something that has never been done before. Okay, so innovation does not have to be new. Like for example, you might get something from the US or from the UK, but it's not in Jordan, and you apply it in your business. That's innovation. Okay, but invention is something never been done in life. So any of these words, they come together as package. You need to think in these areas if you want to be innovative.
Any more questions?
We'll be having one more question. Does anyone have anything to ask? Fern?
Do you believe that Injaz has a chance of expanding into a bigger company in the future?
Yes. In Injaz today, we work from the north to the south of Jordan. At the same time, we have transferred our knowledge. This comes from being, you don't want to keep the knowledge you have to yourself. We expand the knowledge to 14 countries. So today there is Injaz in 14 countries in the region. And we have also affiliates that work with. So yes, we want to expand, and we have dreams to be in the world, not only in the region. We would like to be all over the world. But the thing is not to think of other NGOs or social society as competitors. You have to cooperate together to do things. So yes, we are in 14 countries, and we want to have a vision to be all over.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mohannad. You inspired us.
Thank you.
Inspired the students. From personal experience, Injaz taught me a lot, so I'm sure if anyone participates in Injaz will benefit a lot from it. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, and enjoy your day.